Hi, this is Chandrasekhar Prabhu once again. In our last post, we saw some innovative efforts that people did and are doing very successfully in implementing self-free development programs. Since the last post, I have been flooded with phone calls and people are giving me newer and newer models. And the newer models are so good that if I go to explain each one of them, there would be a major issue. There are a lot of cooperative housing societies who are calling me and telling me to introduce them to the societies which are doing these new model, which are doing the MSMEs, which are doing the LLP model, which are doing private limited company model, which are doing all these, the startup model. He said, let us meet them. The ones who are doing these, implementing these models are still learning, and they find it extremely embarrassing if they get 500 calls from different societies. They are presently busy trying to get their act together and make their model a success. Once their building comes up and their model becomes a success and they pay the loans back, then of course they are more than willing to talk to other societies. But till then, they say, let us implement our scheme, let us make a success before talking to people. The media as well has been pestering me to give the addresses of these cooperative housing societies. I have so far resisted from publicizing these efforts. I explained these innovative methods because I was overwhelmed by the response, and I wanted other cooperative housing societies to understand what the younger generation living in cooperative housing societies are coming up with. This should encourage the younger generation who are graduates, who are postgraduates, who are chartered accountants, MBAs, engineers, IITians, to come forward and innovate and make new schemes. However, a vast majority of the cooperative housing societies do not have the wherewithal to think laterally. They have good people belonging to the middle class, upper middle class, and so on. But they are busy working for their livelihood, earning a good amount of money, but they have to go to work and they have to make a living, they have to take care of the family, and unless they work, food doesn't come on the table. For them, taking out for their cooperative housing societies itself is difficult, and keeping in pace with what the world is doing is yet more difficult. So there is a tremendous amount of demand from such cooperative housing societies. They say, you have come up with so many innovative models. How can we access these models and how can we find out which of these are good to us? So for them, I got a few professionals who are into finance. They have small little finance companies and they help people to finance housing loans and other things. I made a list of 10 to 15 such companies, and we had series of meetings back and forth with those companies. And these companies will provide professional help to all cooperative housing societies and place before them different models which I have discussed, and then the cooperative housing society decides on which model they could implement. Once the decision of the model is taken by the cooperative housing societies, these professionals do the paperwork, make entire scheme, make a project report, make feasibility, submit it to the concerned government organization, whether you got to register as a MSME, whether you got to register as a company. How does one register a company? How does one register an LLP? How does one register a private limited company? What happens to the shareholders? What is the structure? What is the pattern? How can one register a startup? How does one get unsecured loan for a startup? How a group of people put together can make a larger startup with individual person taking loans for his own startup, and 20 people put together taking 1 crore or 50 lakh loan put together, make a 10 crore loan, and that 10 crore goes towards building of some thing, which then the money gets returned. All these things which we have been discussing, these professionals will discuss. And they will provide professional help and service to the cooperative housing society and charge a couple of % here and there on the construction cost. I must tell you that some of the societies have approached us, wherein they have told us that some people who are earlier builders have started some kind of a new scheme wherein they say we will come as development managers to the cooperative housing societies. I have nothing against the development manager, but if the development manager arranges the funds, if the development manager arranges the planning and architect, if the development manager arranges the contractor for the construction, if the development manager does the sale, then his role is almost that of a developer. And some of these development managers have been demanding up to 15% of the revenue that is coming. This is outright cheating and thuggery. So may I from this forum request the cooperative housing societies that please beware of some people who under the garb of helping you want to be the development manager and take away major portion of the profit which would have come to the members of the society. Please do not succumb to the pressures of such people who give this skewed model, truncated model which has been given a twist. So under the garb of self-redevelopment, they would get loans and in fact implement the builders model. So there too, the members would be at a loss. The quality of construction may not be the desirable. The quality of planning may not be desirable. And the society members may land up spending more money paying the development manager than what they would have otherwise done. If the development manager is some public limited company with a turnover of 50,000 crores, I would understand. But fly-by-night operators coming in and offering to be development manager is something which we must guard against. If there is anybody who comes to you saying that I will be the development manager, before signing the agreement with such people, please consult a good lawyer. If any one of you have any issues on this model of the so-called development manager under the garb of helping you, taking away your profits and ultimately cheating you, please come to us and we shall help you. We do not want mercenaries to hijack the self-redevelopment scheme. Self-redevelopment scheme and the new model was conceived with a very, very noble intention of helping every member. It was conceived because 5,800 projects of redevelopment are stuck and people have been thrown out of their houses and their rents have been stopped and they do not know where to go. With a view to ensure that more exploitation doesn't happen, with a view to ensure that the people get an alternative, with a view to ensure that the buildings don't collapse and people living in those buildings don't die under what used to be once their house, we promoted the self-redevelopment model. However, over a period of years, the people are being approached by unscrupulous element calling themselves development managers. There could be genuine development managers who are corporates who may be having 30, 40, 50,000 crores. I understand them if they want to come. I do not know of any corporate wanting to be development manager for self-redevelopment schemes so far. But if they come up, we may even welcome them. However, those who under the garb of being a development manager are actually trying to implement the builder's model and depriving the genuine member of the cooperative housing society from what is legitimately his, you must be careful about such people. You must beware of such people. There are people who say that we help your cooperative housing society in redevelopment, and then by the back door bring in this concept of development manager. The concept of development manager is not something which one opposes. One opposes the exploitation in the garb of being a development manager. So as opposed to this wrong concept of development management, the right concept is these professionals helping you with these models and taking 2% or 3% at the most as their professional fees to do everything, to register a company, to make a shareholders pattern, to register the aims and objects of the company, go to the registrar, get the necessary registration, get a PAN card in the name of the company, distribute share certificates to all the members, explain to members the pros and cons of this new model, put them together, make a entire development model with month by month liquidity issues, help you get the necessary funds under those, whether it is under MSME, whether it is under startup, whether it is under the different models, under LLP or whatever, and then see the scheme through, help you wherever you require without intervening in your scheme in any negative way whatsoever, and being satisfied with certain percentage of professional fee which is agreed between you and the society. Such companies should be welcome. The ones who talk about 10%, 15%, 20%, and mind you, all the fees to be paid either to the architect or to the PMC or to the development manager or to whoever you are doing it will be on the basis of the cost of the project, not on the turnover of the project, not on the revenue of the project. The development manager has no business whatsoever to demand percentage of the revenue. The percentage of the revenue is the builder's model. It cannot be a self-redevelopment model. So the cooperative housing societies should be very careful of what they are doing, because they are finding that some of the banks which were earlier giving loans have stopped giving loans. The new creed of people under the garb, under the veil of being your friends are actually exploiting you. Please don't get exploited. We are here to help you, and very soon, in a month or two, we shall have a list of 15 or 20 companies, professional companies, who would be helping you with your structure, your finance, and they would charge very reasonable, between 2 and 3%, or even less as the case may be, depending on what kind of services you require from them. I am continuously talking to NBFCs. I am continuously talking to housing finance corporations. We are also in discussion with the National Housing Bank as to whether the National Housing Bank can directly fund the cooperative housing societies. We are also talking to the state government. Years ago, the government of Maharashtra had an undertaking under it. It was called Housing Finance Corporation. So a Housing Finance Corporation of the Government of Maharashtra used to finance cooperative housing society. They have financed hundreds and hundreds of cooperative housing society. It was a government organization headed by an IAS officer and with a mandate from the government to provide loans to the cooperative housing societies. They would take loans from the central agencies like HUDCO, like the National Housing Bank and so on. They would take loans from the center and disperse it to the cooperative housing societies. These were the kind of people who were doing all the housing work in the good old days. In the last 15-20 years, the Maharashtra State Housing Finance Corporation has virtually been wound up and is not doing any work, a creative work for helping cooperative housing societies. From this platform, I urge the Chief Minister, the Honorable Chief Minister of Government of Maharashtra, the Honorable Housing Minister of Government of Maharashtra, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Government of Maharashtra and all the leaders of the state of Maharashtra, including the leader of the opposition, that all of you get together and revive the Maharashtra State Housing Finance Corporation. The central government will fund the Maharashtra State Housing Finance Corporation. The financial agencies will fund, the banks will fund the Maharashtra State Housing Finance Corporation, which in turn will fund the cooperative housing societies only for self-redevelopment. The builders have already borrowed 6,80,000 crores and most of it is going to be NPA. So giving to the builder is out of question. The Maharashtra State Housing Finance Corporation should fund the cooperative housing societies, and if they fund, we will show that the whole city will undergo a change, and we shall change the face of the city through self-redevelopment schemes. With this is Chandrasekhar Prabhu once again bidding you au revoir, promising you to come with new posts. Please subscribe to our channel. Please watch our videos, please comment on the videos and come up with new and brilliant ideas. We welcome all of you. Bye for now.